guys, it's Cece and welcome back to another episode of Cosplay Tips! So today's video is actually requested by a viewer, and if you guys remember a while ago I did a video on detangling and caring for wigs, which I will link to right here. But on that video somebody commented and asked me to go over in more depth how to detangle curly wigs, since I didn't really cover that in my video because it was already like 20 minutes long. So this is for you, user. I'm so sorry I can't remember your username, but yes, this is how to detangle and care for curly wigs. Okay, so today I am going to be detangling my friend's wig, and this is her rose quartz wig from Steven Universe. I think she got it on Amazon, I'm not sure, because this is not mine. But this has already been washed and dried, so it's all ready to be brushed out. Okay, so going over supplies, the first thing that you are going to need is a wig to detangle. Like I said, I believe this one was from Amazon, and it also has a ponytail clip that is the same color and texture, but I will be detangling that off camera. You'll also need a wig head and something to have it on. Right now I have it on my dress form stand. You can also use wig stands. They make like actual stands for wigs, which I went over in my last video. You'll also need a wide tooth comb. Wide tooth combs are very important because they actually help detangle the fibers and separate them instead of just pulling them out. Brushes are not going to be very gentle on your wig. They're going to tear the fibers and rip them in half, which is not really what you want when you're trying to detangle. I also find it very handy to have a couple of these little duckbill clips. They can help separate out the fibers that you've already detangled. And I also always keep a pair of scissors with me when I'm doing wigs because sometimes the knots get really bad and you have to cut them out. And something that I have back here that I can't grab right now is my detangling spray, which is just like a children's detangling spray, which just kind of helps moisten the fibers if they're really not cooperating. And if you are doing a curly wig, you may need a curling iron depending on how bad the wig is tangled, and I would also recommend having a flat iron handy. Okay, so here is the wig before detangling. As you can see, it's pretty frizzy. I believe she wore this all day, so I made sure to wash it because I knew darn well that it was really sweaty. So yeah. If you can see, this wig used to be in ringlet curls, which are very tight curls as opposed to waves like this wig that I have on right now has. So what I am going to try to do is first brush out the bangs because those are short and pretty easy. And then I'm going to try to separate this into curls, about 1 or 2 inch sections. It depends on how thick you want your curls to be. And then I will show you the technique to brush them out. Okay, so if you can see here, I have this little, I don't know, probably 1 or 2 inch section that I have sectioned out here, and this one's actually not super tangled. I decided to start with this one so I could show you the technique instead of starting with this one because this one is really messy. Before you start brushing out your curls, you're going to want to wrap it around your finger and see which way the curls go. With most wigs, I've found that they go this way, so counterclockwise. And you're going to want to remember that. I usually can move it around my finger like this, away from my body, if that makes any sense. I'm not really sure how to explain that in better words, so I'm sorry if that doesn't make sense, but you're going to want to remember which way you can twist it to make the curl more curly instead of making it a little bit weird. But with this one, what you're going to want to do with a curly wig is you're going to start at the bottom, just like always, and you're going to brush out the section very carefully. Alright, but after your section is all brushed out nicely, you're going to want to go ahead and twist it the way that the curl was going before. And this will just help make it more curly, especially if you brushed it a lot, it'll be kind of sad. So this will just help it retain its shape. If you're finding that it's really not the shape that you want, this is where your curling iron is going to come in. I don't think I have to do that with this wig, But if it's really messed up, you can go ahead and use a curling iron on your heat-resistant wigs, not on your non-heat-resistant wigs, and you can recurl it. And I would recommend curling it the same way that it's already going. And once it comes out of the curling iron, try to hold it like this, drop it into my hand in a little loop like that. And then I will take one of my duckbill clips and I'll hold the curl together. Wig fibers are plastic, so they hold their shape when they're cooling down. It's not like normal hair where you can just drop it and it'll be the perfect shape. You have to let it cool in the shape that you want. So that's why I pin it up so that the curl will be more bouncy. Then when you let it down, it'll be a nice curl. If you have a wavy wig like this one, or even one that's a little bit more curly than this, I would just brush it out like a normal wig. That's what I do. And you just kind of want to be a little bit more careful with it. Curly wigs tend to tangle up a lot easier than straight wigs. So just make sure that you set aside a lot of time to work on your curly wigs, especially if it's in ringlets and you might have to recurl it. I've recurled wigs in the past. I recurled my white wig for my Amaterasu and QB cosplays, and that took a really long time, especially because I wore that wig laser tagging, so it was really messed up. But the result is definitely worth it. It looks a lot nicer. So I'm just going to go around on this whole wig and detangle all the curls. And yeah, show you guys what I do after that. Okay, so this wig has been fully detangled. This one only took me about half an hour. It was not too bad. Okay, and since this wig is pretty long, I'm going to be applying Motion's oil sheen spray to this, which just helps it not tangle as much. This isn't really required. I've done some shorter curly wigs and I did not use Motions on them because they were short, so that's really only necessary if you have a long wig. Okay, and that is how I care for all of my curly wigs. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below and I will try to get back to you as quickly as I can. If your response is something that warrants a video, I might make one, so you never know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!